Welcome back, squad. How are you guys doing today? Been seeing a lot of comments lately asking me, hey Seek, there's lots of weapon tuning and changes lately. Have your classes switched around yet? Could you make an updated class video? Well, yes, they've actually changed quite a bit, which is why we're here doing another best S&D class video here on Black Ops 4. Now, I'm going to start by introing it with the exact same thing that I always say in every single one of these class videos. What works for me may not work for you. I do not want to see a bunch of angry comments telling me how stupid I am. If you click on the video, think I'm a moron and don't like these classes, click off. Don't leave an angry comment. If you leave an angry comment, everybody who watches the video and goes to comment is just going to laugh at you, or I'll just delete the comment because I really don't care. These classes are what work for me. I have quite a bit of S&D experience, especially on Black Ops 4. I currently hold the public search and destroy kill record, as well as I have hit Master Prestige search and destroy only on this game. I've played a lot of S&D. I think I'm a pretty solid player, so I feel like my classes are pretty good. Now, are they the best classes on the absolute planet? I don't know. It depends on you. You know, these are the best classes that work for me, but like I said, what works for me may not work for you, so feel free to change these classes around a little bit to fit your needs a little bit better. Anyways, though, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Starting off with the best specialists in Search and Destroy, it's kind of the same ones. We are adding one more to the list. I don't remember if I said this in my last class video. I don't remember how long ago since I did one, but I want to say best S&D specialist by far. Ajax is really freaking good because of the 9-bang and the riot shield. You've also got Recon and the Division Pulse and Sensor Dart, and you've got Ruin for the grapple, which makes rushing really easy. But one that not many people use in S&D that I have been abusing lately, it's been my go-to specialist lately, is Outrider. Because one, the Sparrow you actually get pretty frequent in Search and Destroy. If you can get kills, you actually get it. You actually tend to get it before the game ends. You know, 3-4 rounds of S&D, and you should have it as long as you got a few kills in there. But the big thing about Outrider is the fact that you have the Hawk, or as I like to call it, the wall hack drone. Because you fly it up in the air and it tells you exactly where enemies are that are in view of it. And it gives you basically an orbital VSAT on your screen. It's straight up wall hacks. It is unbelievably good and very underrated. Very few people run Outrider. Would suggest running an S&D if you have not already. Moving on to the best Scorestreaks to run in Search and Destroy before we get too far into the classes. Scorestreaks. I always try to switch up my score streaks. We've been doing some gunships lately. We've been changing things around with my score streaks in Search and Destroy, trying to find a better combination. But I still, to this day, cannot find a better combination than UAV, Lightning Strike, Hellstorm. UAV, Hellstorm, Drone Squad's pretty good, but nothing beats being able to ping the enemies when you're not sure where they are with the Lightning Strike and then dropping it on top of them. It is really helpful and really good on getting a few kills. You can usually get 3 to 4 kills out of your Lightning Strike and Hellstorm as long as you time it right. But UAV, Lightning Strike, Hellstorm, that's the go-to setup. Alright, starting off with the most overpowered class in Black Ops 4 by far, in my opinion at least, is the Maddox RFB. This is my least favorite gun in the game, mainly because it's really good and everybody uses it. This gun is abused at CWL, which is why it then gets abused in public match. Using it CWL, I get it, it's the best gun, use it, but in public match, it's gotten to the point where like 6 out of the 12, or 5 out of the 10 players in the lobby are running the Maddox. Like, it's really getting bad, but either way, the gun is disgustingly good. I can't blame people for using it because it is a really good gun. Attachments I run the basic setup pretty much everybody seems to run is the ELO, double quick draw, and stock, which is just a really good class to run on this gun. The double quick draw especially because you can do the whole ADS in and out thing where you aim down sight and then release it over and over again to reset your aim assist so you can aim on enemies quicker. You do that plus the double quick draw on the Maddox and it's end game for anybody that peeks a corner with you aiming down it. Now for gear, this is a best S&D class video, so I'm going to point out that the stim shot is not the best gear for this class. In fact, it's not the best gear for all 6 of these classes. It is just what I choose to run instead of running acoustic sensor, which is easily, by far, the best gear to run in Black Ops 4 S&D. Acoustic sensor is disgusting. The reason why I don't run it is because of how good it is. It's too overpowered and it takes away skill. If you go to any other Call of Duty game or you go into Bare Bones and you've been running Black Ops 4 S&D acoustic sensor for the whole year, you will get massacred in any other version of Search and Destroy simply because the other players who didn't use acoustic sensor will be able to predict you, whereas acoustic sensor predicts the enemies for you. It tells you where they are. You have 6th sense and you can hear them like halfway across the map. It takes away the skill factor. So if you want to become a better S&D player, I can't stress enough how much better it is to run stim shot over acoustic sensor. Being able to heal quicker so that when you make a mistake and you get shot around a corner, you need to heal really quick so you can win the gunfight. Being able to heal yourself whenever you want constantly and having it recharge in like a second is much more helpful than having a little thing or having a little sensor that tells you exactly where the enemies are. Now, in the end of it all, getting a win in Black Ops 4 S&D, what's more helpful, acoustic sensor or stim shot? By far, acoustic sensor. But like I said, if you want to become a better S&D player and you want to gain some skill and knowledge of search and destroy, don't run acoustic sensor. It's practically cheating. It's like it's telling you where the enemies are and you're not learning how to predict people. Learning how to predict people is a huge part of search and destroy, which is why I say run stim shot instead, which is why I have stim shot in all 6 of my classes. But if you really want to go into acoustic sensor, replace stim shot with acoustic sensor for any one of these classes if you put them on, and you will be disgustingly annoying but good at Black Ops 4 Search and Destroy, and only Black Ops 4 Search and Destroy. Moving on to perks, I run Flak Jacket, Gung Ho, and Dead Silence. Dead Silence, obviously, to stay silent. Every class has Dead Silence. Another perk that is on pretty much every class as well is Gung Ho, because you're able to pick up your gun quicker after sprinting, and you can move full speed when reloading, which really helps you get out of those gunfights when you're in a clutch situation and getting pushed by a lot of people. You can sprint away and reload while sprinting, and it really helps you be ready for the next gunfight. Gung Ho is a really solid perk to run. Now, perk 1, I used to stress running Tac Mask to counteract 9-bangs and stuns. Not as many people run stuns anymore. There used to be a lot more, but in Bare Bones especially, there was a lot of stuns. But nowadays, there's not really that many stuns. The only stun you have to worry about really is the 9-bang. And the 9-bang or the fire shotgun. That's kind of the split here. The reason why I have Flak Jacket over Tac Mask is because Flak Jacket helps against being set on fire with explosives and fire. You're not getting blown up by a cluster grenade, and you're not getting burned by fire shotguns. It basically counteracts the fire shot out of a fire shotgun, which is really helpful, which is why I would run Flak Jacket over Tac Mask. Now, it is also good to keep in mind with these classes. If you made, there's 6 classes right here, but we have like 10 to 15 on our actual created class for multiplayer. Make 2 different classes. Make one with Flak Jacket, make one with Tac Mask. So depending on the players you're against, you could switch it around. That's another good thing to do. It's like running Ghost and Search and Destroy. The reason why I never run Ghost and Search and Destroy is because I tend to not let enemies get UAVs against me, if I'm being honest. And most of the time, I don't get enemies thrown on me. And I'm pretty good. I'm pretty well at being able to confuse the enemies when the UAV's up, going back and forth in different directions, helping them not being able to see me on the UAV. But it is also good to have a Ghost class on standby if they do call in a UAV. That's something we used to do back in the day. You can do it, you cannot. I choose not to, but I'm just throwing it out there that having multiples of the same class with a different perk setup do kind of help you depending on the enemies and lobbies you put yourself in. Next class on the list, same perk setup except minus the Flak Jacket, because we have an extra attachment on. We are rocking the Grav, the recent DLC we've dropped in this game. This gun first dropped, I thought it was I just thought it was okay. But then once you get the right attachment setup, it's really good. The fact that this gun has double grip and you can quick draw and stock makes this a really solid weapon for mid-range to long-range gunfights. Because this gun shoots slow, you can map people across the map, as well as having the quick draw stock and double grip for flinch. You can honestly challenge SMGs in some situations with this weapon. It's a really solid gun to run on maps like Grind or WMD, where it's kind of a mid-range with a little bit of long range in there. Really solid gun to run. The Grav has become somewhat of a go-to for me since it dropped. Next, we've got the absolute go-to setup for me, the ICR. We've got the same perk setup as the Maddox class, but obviously the gun is different. We have red dot, double grip, so we have 0 flinch, and then we've got FMJ to pierce through that armor. The ICR is by far, ICR, ACR. It's basically an ACR. It's exactly what it is. It's a futuristic ACR. The no recoil melt machine. This is a phenomenal gun when you're in a clutch situation at S&D. When I join in a lobby and it's an 0-3 against a 5-man party, my absolute go-to weapon is this one, the ICR, because you could just head glitch the bomb site, defend the bomb site, challenge enemies and pick them off as they come and be able to play it slow and methodical and really smart, and 9 times out of 10 will resort in a win playing with this weapon, playing it slow, challenging your gunfights accordingly. This weapon is just a really good gun for a clutch situation. I always have this gun on. I use it it's kind of my go-to when it comes to S&D. I always just throw this gun on because it's that safety weapon. When I have this gun on, I feel a lot more confident when I have this gun on than any other weapon in the game. This class is by far my most used in this game in Black Ops 4. I've been using this class since this game has come out. It used to be Tac Mask, now it got changed to Flak Jacket, but other than that, this class has stayed exactly the same as well. Would really suggest throwing it on and giving it a go because I bet you will love it. This class is extremely helpful and nice to run in S&D. Alright, next we got the best SMG in the game. The Sog 9mm, double stock and fast max, so you can move really quick with it. We're rocking Gung Ho, Dead Silence, and then lightweight, so we can move a little bit quicker, so we can rush enemies out with this weapon. You got the fast max, you reload quick, and then you can just ADS the entire time with double stock. You can drop shot as well with double stock. Really, really, really good weapon to rush enemies out on, especially on maps like Firing Range, where you can run straight down the middle and get inside their spawn. They can't touch you once you're inside with how quickly you can move running this setup. Now, we have another DLC weapon. For those of you that don't have this weapon, I am sorry, but this is the exact same perk. This is the exact same perk setup as the Sog class, but it is the Daemon 3XB. I run level high cal and a rapid fire on this weapon, and this gun has, after the updates, even though this thing got nerfed, the nerf did literally nothing. This weapon has become an absolute melt machine over the past couple updates, and it is just really, really good. It's becoming one of my go-to SMGs to run. If I'm correct on my creative class, this is the only SMG class I have on my creative class at this very moment. I've been running the Sog quite a bit, and then I switched to the Daemon after the update, and I kind of haven't switched back to the Sog yet. Just been running the Daemon. The Daemon's really fun to run, and it melts. Would definitely suggest running it. If you could get those burst spam going, you will melt everybody. All right, my sixth and final class is my sniper class. You guys know I love sniping in Search and Destroy, and used to, I would run this exact setup: lightweight, dead silence, stim shot, and then I have a cap 45 with rapid fire. It's always what I've ran, but I've always run it with the Paladin, and I'm typically the guy that runs the slow fire rate sniper, but high damage so I don't get hit markers. The Locust is a hit marker machine. So why am I running it? Because you can do some insane things. If you've got good aim, if you could quickscope just a little bit, I am by far not an amazing sniper, okay? I'm good at search and destroy sniping. I'm solid, right? But you know, I'm no Pomage, I'm no Testy, all right? But I can snipe a little bit. The Locust has gradually become my favorite sniper in this game because of how quickly you can snipe. So when you run around a corner with a sniper in Snd, you don't have to freak out and try to switch to your pistol, and by the time you switch to your pistol, you're usually dead. With this, you can literally aim and shoot because this gun shoots so fast, and if you then hit marker them, then you can punch them and switch to your cap 40 or something. But 9 times out of 10, I can hit marker people with this weapon and still be able to kill them with the cap 40, or I just don't hit marker them at all. Because of how fast you can shoot this gun, it's caused me to feed quite a bit. If you've seen the most recent Snd sniping video, I hit a disgusting triple simply because you can ADS and fire this gun so quick. It's like a ballista from Black Ops 2 is what it feels like the most to me. Alright guys, those are my classes. Those are the setups I've been running the most as of recent. Hope you guys enjoy. Once again, what works for me may not work for you. Feel free to change these classes around to match your playstyle, but this is just what I tend to run. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Join the Seek Squad if you like Search and Destroy content. Anyways, though, I will catch you all in the next one. Seek and Destroy. It's been Seeger.